Good day, everyone. Happy New Year. Belated. Belated New Year. Okay. Yes, we got some updates. No doubt, no doubt. There's a lot going on, just as always. We're heading into Ascension, and the energies are coming in fast. One thing I want to comment on, I remember in the last update I did in December, I talked about some lights that I saw, a spaceship, if you will, over Winnipeg. My wife and I, my children are driving to see Monster Jam. Yes, I'm a bit of a redneck. And in the distance, I see these lights going back and forth, much like spotlights would be at a Hollywood premiere, let's say. And I said to my wife, "Do you see those?" She goes, "No." I said, "Do you see those?" She goes, "No." And then all of a sudden, they're overhead, and they're going back and forth like this. They're huge. You can tell it was a really big ship. It was an overcast night, of course. So I was like, okay, well, I saw a spaceship. And for me, spaceships, aliens, dime a dozen. Okay, so you see so much on YouTube, etc., etc. So I mentioned this on my update, and a client in Nottingham, England says, "I saw the same lights," and she has video of them. So she sent me video, and it's the exact same lights. It's like, okay, something is going on. When you get confirmations like that, you know that there's something to it. I'm going to try and upload it on my YouTube later. It was very interesting to see that. Now, also, let's see. Oh yeah, I got some video of a possible nanobot, biotic, let's call it. They tried to take me out a few times with pneumonia in the past month and a half or so, and of course I beat it very quickly, but I coughed something up, so a chunk of phlegm. So I thought, I'm gonna put this in my fancy schmancy microscope. Okay, so I put it in there, and I'm looking, and I see lots of white blood cells, which is you're supposed to be. And then I see this thing floating around. It looks like it had a trunk, and it's kind of trying to swim, and it's got all these tentacles on it. And it's the size of a white blood cell, the size of a neutrophil. I thought, okay, I've never seen a parasite like this before, so I doused it, and it said nanobiotic. So I've got a video of that too I'm going to try and upload. Now, what the heck is going on in this office with humanity, with us, Ascension, etc.? What I've been finding is getting rid of a lot of our reptilian self. Okay, so this is, let's consider this duality. We have a human self, reptilian self, the angel and the devil on the shoulder, if you will, like in cartoons. But that has been getting pushed away. Now, along with that reptilian self is also the reptilian soul self. All right, now, so I've been using the word source instead of soul. Then all of a sudden we can now use the word soul because it's now validated. But now we're referring to it as the soul self. And the higher self is more so the higher soul self. So we're getting into some different avenues of what things are and terminology, what to call them, etc. So that in itself is very interesting. We call that reptilian self the duplicate, if you will. That's how I found it. In my charts, it said duplicate. I thought, oh, do we need to work on this person's duplicate? Maybe a clone or a copy or something. And then it's spelled out. It's the reptilian duplicate, the reptilian self. So that was interesting, and of course, we're getting clearings from it. We work with it on people, and boom, things change. People feel lighter. Problems start to go away. Now, another one. Okay, here's this next two are pretty big. This one, now you've heard me diss Harold Kult's Vala about the black goo. I think we found it. I think we found it. It is something called Unpentium. Now, this is number 115 on the periodic table of elements. It is a very heavy metal. It's got a very short lifespan. It's got half-life. I forget. I don't know all that jargon. Please don't judge me on that. But it's. I was told to look for, instead of heavy metals within a person, heavy gas. Okay, so I started moving out heavy gas. Got some results. And then I got from dowsing with Source to go into my periodic table of element charts, and it showed me an Unpentium. Okay. So then it started to come together that the Unpentium was indeed this black goo stuff. Now the black goo, Unpentium, let's call it a consciousness, let's call it a connection, something of that nature. I'm finding it a lot within people's spinal column, and now we're starting to move it a lot out of the soul self. So we're getting to that level with it. So we've been getting good results with removing the Unpentium. It's been interesting, to say the least. Okay, so that has been big. So keep looking for that. Look within the person for Unpentium and just move it out. Unpentium false. Here's another big one is, now I got this from watching a video about the Philadelphia experiment. And somebody on that video was talking about when the ship went from 1938 to 1983, whatever the timeline was. When it came back, it didn't have a time reference, or the people on it didn't have a time reference. They were actually connected to the time reference of the ship. Now, an organic person, a human, needs to be connected to the time reference of their conception. So that's what I've been finding within some people. Now, I've got clients who have these crazy health problems. No rhyme or reason. There's like 5 or 8 different problems within their bodies, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's like one after another. So if I connect their DNA, RNA, cells, molecules, atoms, the soul self, the whole person, if I reconnect them to their time reference of conception, it tends to open the door a lot more. And that, again, is a big help in trying to diagnose what's going on within these people, trying to get to the real problem. Now, along with not being connected to the time reference of conception, this is very crucial when somebody is astral traveling, time traveling. Okay, and a lot of people time travel. We all do. Some people just don't know it. Some people do know it. Now, if you're in the, let's call it the transporter, when you're time traveling, when you're coming back, if there's a malfunction, something could get left behind. An energetic portion of let's say your kidneys or your brain or something like that is malfunctioned and gets left behind in that time transporter. It's a transporter malfunction, and sure enough, you work with it. You don't find it with everyone, of course. You work with it, and it seems to move things along. So that in itself has been very, very big. We're having a lot of fun with that, helping people all over the place. Now, what we're going into now is working with certain types of energy. And what I got downloaded on the weekend, I was talking with Wayne. He says, "Chris, I got something for you." He says, "This is called Quanta." And if you look on the Google net at Quanta, it's plural of quantum, but this is a type of energy that comes from the 9th octave outside our universe. And this energy, he said, I'm only going to download 1 particle into you, because that's all you need. If you, anything more than that, you'll go into hysteria. You'll go into your energy fields won't be able to handle it. So he downloaded 1 particle of Quanta, and I've been using it. What you have to do with Quanta is you have to give it intent. You have to give it direction, tell it what to do, because it doesn't have a direction. It's just energy, and it'll go all over the place and do whatever it wants, or whatever it feels. So if there's an energy within you that will take control of it, you don't want that. So you need to give it direction. So that in itself has been very interesting. So we're getting tons of great results. Getting a lot deeper into the concept of things. Lucifer's coming up a lot again. Anybody with pain in their body, it's going to be generally Lucifer. So you move out the soul self of Lucifer and Lucifer from the body, from the soul self, and watch the floodgates open, watch the doors open. It gets to that point of being able to really see what the problem is. So that's where things have been going. And I'm looking forward to more and more. It's really getting to that point. I can just see it coming, and the dowsing is getting easier. Clearings are getting easier. We're working a lot within the RNA now. Okay, everybody's got to focus on the DNA. look at the RNA. Now, Harold Kaltzvala, there's my buddy Harold, he made mention that the RNA is the same as the DNA. It's only half of it. The DNA is what you give to your kids when you have kids, and the RNA stays with you. That's your personal codes and programs. So I've been working a lot in the RNA, giving it to source, RNA, source, true. There's so many codes in there, you just can't go through them all. So we just give it to source. Let source figure it out. That's what source is for. So again, that's where things are going. It's fast, furious. I think I got something even deeper for diabetes. Okay, if a person's, we're all carbon based. If a person's blood cells are sugar based instead of iron based, that could be a problem. So if we're trying to reduce the sugars or process the sugars with more insulin, the liver says, oh, we need more sugar. Send more sugar to the blood cells. So it's a constant battle against your body against itself. So we've been doing that, trying that in a few cases, but things are really coming together. It's very interesting, and I'm I'm having a ball. Tonight's band night. Gonna have a couple bubblies and jam with the guys. We're looking for new guitar players. All our guitar players up and quit. It's like, oh man, this is rock and roll. This is what rock and roll is all about. So we're looking forward to having some fun, meeting some new people, and getting it on. Okay, this is Chris. We are out of here. Keep watching for more updates. I'll try and be more prompt with getting them out to you, but we just need to wait for the right time and the right right reasons to bring them forward. Take care.